Tonight we gather not in darkness, but in light of a legacy that refuses to be extinguished. We stand here as witness to greatness, as guardians of a flame that Charlie Kirk lit in the hearts of millions across this nation and world. And though our hearts are heavy, our spirits must not be broken. For in this moment of profound loss, I hear a calling, a thunderous summons echoing across the Ozarks, rolling through the Delta, and resounding from Little Rock to the furthest corners of our state. Arise, Arkansan! Arise! Charlie Kirk understood something fundamental about the American spirit, something that we here in Arkansas have always known, that ordinary people armed with extraordinary conviction can change the course of history. He saw in the youth of America not just the future, but the present. Not just potential, but power. Not just followers, but leaders, waiting to rise. And now, in his absence, that calling falls to us. Arise, Arkansan. The champion within you is stirring. You see, Charlie didn't just speak to crowds. He awakened giants. He didn't just share ideas. He ignited movements. At just 18 years old, he looked at a nation that told young conservatives to wait their turn. And he said, no, our time is now. And with nothing but conviction and courage, he built Turning Point USA into a force that transitioned the political landscape of an entire generation. But Charlie knew what we Arkansans have always known, that real change doesn't come from the coast or the corridors of power. It comes from the heartland. It comes from people who work with their hands, who keep their word, who stand by their principles even when the wind blows hard against them. Arise, Arkansan. Your moment is now. I want you to understand something tonight. The spirit that moved Charlie Kirk moves within you. The same fire that drove him to stand on college campuses, often alone, often outnumbered, always undaunted, burns within your chest right now. Can you feel it? That restless energy, that holy discontent with the status quo, that's not anxiety. That's destiny calling you by name. Charlie stood before hostile crowds and spoke truth. He faced down cancel culture and refused to be silenced. He looked at a generation being told that America's best days were behind them and declared, no, the American comeback starts now. And he didn't just say it, he lived it, he breathed it, and ultimately, he gave his life for it. Arise, Arkansan. The battlefield of ideas needs you now. You know what made Charlie different. He refused to wait for permission. He didn't have a prestigious pedigree. He didn't come from political royalty. He was just a kid from Illinois with an unshakable belief that freedom is worth fighting for, that truth is worth defending, and that the next generation deserved better than what they were being handed. Sound familiar? Because that's the Arkansas story as well. We're the state that gave American leaders who came from nowhere but stood for everything. We're the people who know that character matters more than credentials, that courage matters more than comfort, and that conviction matters more than convention. But here's what I need you to understand tonight. Charlie's assassination wasn't the end of something. It was a beginning. Because movements aren't killed when martyrs are made. They're multiplied. Ideas aren't silenced when voices are stilled. They're amplified. Arise, Arkansan. You are the continuation of his story. Look around this park. Tonight I've seen teachers who refuse to let indoctrination replace education. I see parents who refuse to let their children's minds be poisoned by those who would rewrite history, our history, and destroy our values. I see students who refuse to be silenced on their campuses. I see workers who refuse to bow to the mob, and I see patriots who refuse to let freedom die on their watch. You are not ordinary people living in ordinary times. You are warriors in the greatest ideological battle of our time. Charlie Kirk believed we are always one generation away from losing our freedom. But he also believed and proved that we are always one courageous stand away from preserving it. Every time he stepped into a hostile campus, every time he faced down an angry mob, every time he spoke truth when lies were safer, he was making a declaration. Not on my watch, not in my generation, not in my America. And now, that watch has passed to you. Arise, Arkansan. History is watching. You want to honor Charlie Kirk? Don't just remember him. Resurrect what he stood for in your own life. Don't just mourn him. Multiply his impact through your own actions. Don't just speak about his courage. Display it. That means when your workplace goes woke, you stand firm. When your school board tries to poison your children's minds, you show up and speak out. When your community is told to be ashamed of its values, you hold your head high and declare them proudly. When the mob comes for you, neighbors, you stand shoulder to shoulder with them and say, you'll have to go through me first. The enemy thought by silencing Charlie Kirk, they would silence a movement. They thought that by taking one voice, they would quiet millions. They thought that fear would win. They were wrong, dead wrong. Because what they don't understand, what they've never understood, is that the spirit of freedom isn't housed in one person. It's distributed across millions of hearts in places like Arkansas, where people still believe that right makes might, that truth will prevail, and that courage is contagious. Arise, Arkansan. The champion within you has awakened. Charlie often said we win when we show up. Well, tonight you've shown up. But this isn't just the beginning. Tomorrow you need to show up in your community. Next week you need to show up at the school board meeting. Next month you need to show up at the town hall. Next year you need to show up at the ballot box. But more than that, you need to show up as a leader you were born to be. Stop waiting for someone else to say what needs to be said. Stop waiting for someone else to do what needs to be done. Stop waiting for permission to make the difference. The permission was written in a Declaration of Independence. The mandate was sealed in the Constitution. That calling was confirmed when Charlie Kirk gave his life for the cause of freedom. Arise, Arkansan. America needs you now. You see, Charlie understood that Turning Point wasn't just a name of an organization. It was a moment in time. A moment when a nation either chooses freedom or it forfeits it. A moment when a generation either stands up or stands down. A moment when ordinary people either become extraordinary heroes or silent witnesses to its decline. This is that turning point. This is that moment, and you, yes, you are the person history has been waiting for. I don't care if you're 18 or 80. I don't care if you've never given a speech or led a movement. I don't care if you feel unqualified, unprepared, uncertain. I don't care. Neither did Charlie Kirk. When he started, neither did any great leader when they first answered the call. What matters is that you answer the call. What matters is that you arise. Arise, Arkansan. Your courage will inspire millions. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to leave here tonight different than you came. You're going to wake up tomorrow with a fire in your bones that won't be quenched. You're going to look at your community, your state, your nation, and you're going to see not problems but opportunities, not obstacles but stepping stones, not endings but beginnings. You're going to start conversations that matter. You're going to build relationships that last. You're going to take stands that counts, and one day, maybe sooner than you think, someone is going to come up to you and say, "You changed my life. You gave me hope. You showed me what courage looks like." And in that moment, Charlie Kirk's legacy will live again through you. Arise, Arkansan. The revolution of common sense starts with you. Charlie believed in the big three: God, family, and country. These weren't just talking points to him. They were the pillars upon which civilization stands. And he knew that when any of these pillars were attacked, we must defend them with everything we have. Tonight I charge you to be defenders of faith in a faithless age. Be champions of family in a culture that seeks to destroy it. Be patriots in a time when patriotism is mocked. Be what Charlie was, unapologetically, unashamedly, unwaveringly committed to the truth. The road ahead won't be easy. Charlie knew that. The day he was killed, he was doing what he always did, standing for truth in a place where truth wasn't welcome. He knew the risk. He faced them anyway because he understood that some things are worth more than safety. Some causes are greater than comfort. Some battles must be fought regardless of the cost. You know what Charlie would say if he were here tonight? He'd say the same thing he always did. We win by showing up. But he'd add something else. He'd look you in the eye and say, "Now it's your turn to show up." Arise, Arkansan. Let your voice shake the foundations of complacency. Friends, we stand at the crossroads of history. To our left lies a path of silence, surrender, slow decline into irrelevance. To our right lies the path Charlie blazed, the path of courage, conviction, and a relentless commitment to truth and freedom. The choice is yours, but I know Arkansans. I know our heritage. I know your heart. You're the descendants of pioneers who carved civilization out of wilderness. You're the heirs of patriots who bled for freedom. You're the children of champions who never backed down from a righteous fight. And tonight, in this sacred moment, at this turning point in history, I see you choosing the right path. I see you picking up the torch that Charlie carried. I see you arising to meet your destiny. Arise, Arkansan. Arise, champion. Arise, patriot. The moment Charlie Kirk started, the movement Charlie Kirk started doesn't die with him. It multiplies through you. The vision he cast doesn't fade. It clarifies in your eyes. The future he fought for doesn't disappear. It manifests through your actions. You are not here by accident. You are not here by appointment. This is your moment. This is your turning point. This is your time to arise. So I leave you with this charge. Go from this place changed. Go from this place charged. Go from this place as champions of the cause Charlie Kirk gave his life for. Make your voice heard. Make your presence felt. Make your difference now. Because if not you, who? If not now, when? If not here, where? Charlie Kirk is gone, but his mission remains. And that mission now falls to you. Arise, Arkansan. Your nation is calling. Arise, Arkansan. Your moment has come. Arise, Arkansan. History awaits your answer. And let that answer thunder from the Arkansas hills to the halls of power. We will not be silent. We will not surrender. We will not stop. We will carry the torch. We will finish the race. We will keep the faith. For Charlie, for freedom, for America, for the generations unyet born who will either thank us or curse us for what we do in this crucial hour. Arise, Arkansan, and let the world know that the spirit of liberty lives on, not just in our memories, but in our actions, not just in our words, but in our lives, not just in our past, but in our future. The turning point is now. The champion is you. The time to arise has come. Arise, Arkansan. Arise and live the legacy. Arise and be the miracle. Arise and become the answer to the prayer Charlie Kirk prayed with his life. Tonight, we don't say goodbye to Charlie Kirk. We say, watch us now, Charlie. Watch us arise. Watch us turn the point of history towards freedom. Watch us become the movement you always believed we could be. Arise, Arkansan. Arise, American. The American comeback starts with you. Thank you. God bless Arkansas. God bless the United States of America.
God bless.